everyone, good morning and welcome to security testing training. And this is Shan here. I will be your training coordinator for security testing. So happy new year to all and welcome to Quality Learning. On behalf of the entire team, I welcome you all. So the first things are the general instructions, and then we will get into the actual free webinar on security testing. Right. So for all your information, you're all muted. So when the session starts, I ask you can hear me, you can follow the steps. If you don't hear me, please ensure that your mic and speakers, or you have got your speaker volume set to the right level. Ensure that your speakers or headset is turned on. And also ensure that if you don't get it correctly, please close the session and re-log in once again. So you will not be able to speak, but you can post all your questions in the chat. So you can hear me, but you will not be able to speak because we won't record the session, and this session will be available for all the users. And to avoid disruptions during the recording, we made everyone on mute. So the next set of instructions, the session will be recorded as I said earlier, and you will be notified via mail for all the registrants who have missed the session as well. If you have a question, there is a control panel on the right of your particular GoToMeeting. You have questions tab or questions box wherein you can post your questions, and I will take up the questions whenever it's required. Let's restrict the questions to the agenda of the topics so that I will be able to facilitate the training very smoothly. And last but not the least, the GoToWebinar attendee interface is made up of two parts. One is viewing panel and other is the control panel. Viewing panel, you can see what is the slide set that I am showing, and the control panel has the controls of your volume, of your audio, and also about these questions on the chat channel. Alright. And our training partners of Quality Learning, Tea Time with Testers, and these are all training partners, and we also release magazines every month. And if you got any questions, excuse me, sorry to interrupt. If you got any questions, please post it in qualitylearning.in, and you can also contact the numbers displayed on the screen, as in displayed on the homepage. Alright, so these are all very general instructions. So we will move on to the actual free webinar on security testing. So the free webinar is all about web application security testing, and I will be your trainer and your training coordinator, Shan here, having a handful of experience in web application security and functional automation space, and been doing this web application testing for the past 3.5 years. Right, so today's agenda is what is security testing and its types, and the security testing prerequisite that most one of you would be asking, what is that I need to know for me to start as a security tester. And the importance of security testing, of course, many people neglect this particular piece of information, and which is why we are all here. We need to understand why we need to do the security testing, apart from the fact that we know that security testing means securing our data and also our server. That's not the case. Apart from that, there are much more to it, much more dimensions to it. We will also talk about security testing principles, and also we will talk about the course contents, what we would deal as part of the security testing training. So it consists of 3 parts, I would say, or else 3 parts. That's the key concepts, which are all theoretical in nature, and then the hands-on, wherein you try to breach the code of security, penetrate into the system and get the data that a normal user not supposed to get it, and then tools used. Of course, many of you area. What are the tools that we usually use in optics? We are going to use a lot of tools, and I will introduce to many more tools as and when we proceed. So I will just go through the security testing types or the principles. The first is vulnerability scanning. So before we move on to this particular slide deck, I will want to ensure that this particular context of security testing we are talking about is restricted to web application security testing and nothing else. There is in network security, there is infrastructure security. We are not going to talk about security aspects of that area. What we are going to talk, or even the training program, is all about web application security testing. The whole is good for software testers, not hardware. Yeah, let's be very clear. Right, so security testing types. First is the scanning. As the name says it all, it's an automated procedures. There are tools that performs the scan, and it sends the report with what are all the problematic areas. And security testing, security scanning is nothing but a vulnerability scan and also manual verification. You also try, and sometimes what happens, tools, yes, they can help us to some extent, but you cannot rely 100% on tools, because sometimes they can also report false positives. So for that manual verification, this is where our expertise comes into the picture. We need to ensure that what tool says is correct or not. So we cannot blindly acknowledge or believe on that. And penetration testing, a tester attempt and gain access to the system. And security auditing, in-depth auditing of the software, code, or the operating system. Very often a very thorough line-by-line inspection of code. And of course ethical hacking. So these are all the various dimensions of security testing, I would say. Rather I would call it as principles, not exactly the types. The reason is, these are all the ways in which you can perform your own web application security testing. Alright. So many of you might have a question that what is that ethical hacking? What is penetration testing? What is vulnerability scanning? So that's why I thought of doing slide deck on each one of these areas. You can just have a quick glance of what each one of these responds to. Alright. So moving on, the very important area, that the recent security breaches in 2013. So Living Social, it's a Daily Deal website, confirmed that its computers were hacked. It's very recent. In 2013 it has happened. And names, email address, date of birth, and encrypted passwords were stolen from 50 million users. So you never know the magnitude of the data loss or your reputation if you don't have a concrete or a robust security mechanisms in place. Evernote, the popular note-taking software service, had to reset the passwords of all its 45 million users following a network breach. And Drupal.org, the servers from the open source content management platform were hacked, and the sensitive information close to 1 million accounts was stolen. You could hear many of these kind of news. Even Twitter, Google, Facebook got hacked last year. And Yahoo was hacked very badly in December 2012. So there are various breaches happening every now and then, and hackers are getting smarter and smarter. They try and breach even a small loophole you leave them, they will try and penetrate and try to get all the details. So the idea is, we need to ensure that we are understanding the concepts where and all the attacker can attack, and then we should think as a hacker to actually break the system and project ourselves as a security testers. Right. So as everyone waiting for this particular area, what is the prerequisite? Of course, a fresher will not be able to pick it up pretty easily, but person who has involved in testing at least for a year, or at least project you have executed, you know the testing concepts and you have approached the problem logically, then this is the area that you can definitely look for. Automation, security, and performance. So security has its own area and space. Definitely one should think about having this particular area as an expertise. The reason is hackers getting smarter and smarter, and then you have got a lot of opportunities as a security tester, which is a plus. But I will go through that particular slide. What is that all about? So for the prerequisite, first is the database basics. We can't deal with what is a database. So I would strongly recommend you brush up the basics of database, and of course the web technologies basics. If I say what is a web server, if you know what is a web server, it is easy for you to understand the concepts. So database basics, web technologies basics, and the most important of all is the hacker's approach. What is a hacker's approach? You should think yourself as a hacker, how you can breach into the system. So each and every input you should think it is going to be problematic also. Only then you can filter out the problematic ones. Like how they screw everyone in the airport. So they want to spot the actually a wrong guy who is trying to board a plane. So they scan everyone. Similarly, here you need to scan each and every input in order to zero in on where the problem is. So the prerequisites are very, very simple. The database basics, web technologies basics, and of course you have to have a hacker's approach. Right, so how it helps first of all. So most of us have heard of automation testing as the core skill set or the most used skill set or most available in the market. And also we know to some extent performance testing, but how is the security testing aspect of it? Of course it's not a standalone skill. No one recruits a security tester as such, but definitely gives edge over other professionals if you have got both manual and automation in your skill set list, and then you're trying manual or automation and then trying to explore into security. So if you are a manual tester and if you want to get into a specialized skill set, specialized area, definitely you can think of a security testing as one of your core expertise. And let me be very clear on this particular point. Only very few skilled aspiring professionals are part of security testing. So we don't have many security testers in the market that everyone knows, but definitely it gives an edge over others. The reason is one security tester can test like some multiple applications. It's not like an automation tester who stick to that particular product. So that's why the amount of effort required from a security professional is also a little bit narrowed. So you will be able to test multiple products in a quick span of time when compared to the other professionals like manual tester or an automation tester. And great add-on for interviews, and of course it gives an edge over other candidates. And one should have the knowledge on how to apply it, especially the hands-on one. If I know what is SQL injection, it is not going to help me. I should know how to apply it on the system. SQL injection is one of the techniques with which you can try and penetrate into the systems. But how to apply it using tools and techniques, and also how to use the scanners, it's all part of your expertise or area of interest that you should develop. And of course, how to use the tools. Right. So before we move on, if you have got any specific questions, team, please post it in the questions tab, or even you can post it in the chat channel, and I will be able to take it up during the logical break after finishing that particular scenario. Right. So security testing principles, or I would call it as the way in which you can view yourself as a security tester. First, understand the scope, and using the right tools is the key here. Okay. Why we need to understand the scope? First, let's say you are testing an open source website. There, you need not put so much pressure on this particular area, security testing. Whereas a banking application where customer sensitive information, all their SSNs or all their personal data like email address, phone number and name, date of birth, all these personal information are obviously very, very sensitive. So we should ensure that we are understanding the scope of testing and then explore using the right tools. Right tools, I mean you don't switch between tools, multiple tools and check here. So what is required for that particular area? Let's say SQL injection, how we can test it effectively. So that particular perspective, we should be in a position to use scanners, or even you can do manual testing and then get the best out. Think strategically and early testing. Why I have specifically mentioned this point is that, let's say you are a manual tester. What do? They have the requirements, you mark or you start writing the test cases and you execute. If you're an automation tester, again you have the test case in hand and you execute. If you're a performance tester, again you have a test case in your application or you have in your test management suite and you execute. Whereas security testing stands out of all these. You cannot have a straightaway test case from your requirements. It's strategic thinking, okay, but not logical thinking. Here is strategically, in the sense, what are all the components involved in your application? Let's say database. Let's say web service involved. Let's say that you are using a Flash or a HTML file. So based on these components, each one of them has its own risk when it comes to web. So you should think strategically and design your case how to approach each one of these areas and where it interacts or how it interacts between the systems. Let's say a banking application, a customer information system to a loan system, how it actually interacts, how it gets the data. Is it through a web service or is it just from a database? So all these aspects you should be very, very clear. That's why, like a sample template that you can get hundreds of templates on net for a manual test plan, but not for a security test, because it depends on the context. It is very much context oriented. Alright, and most importantly, straight away from requirements you will not be able to mark. You have to also take architecture into consideration. Not just from the requirements you can devise your security test plan. And then make use of source code when available and document the results. We have to make use of the source code. The reason is, if you have the source code, it makes things multiple times better. You can upload the source code and do a scan. And also you can, even if you are too much interested, you can see how each one of them interact by executing in step. And also, the source code can give you multiple areas where the security loopholes are. And finally, documentation of results is very, very important when it comes to security testing. The reason is because we don't have a concrete test cases to execute. Maybe we will devise it after thinking strategically, come out with a plan. But one should definitely ensure that you are documenting so that we will exactly know what kind of testing you have performed. What is the exact data that you have used. Here it's all very much dependent on the data. One data can pass, but one data can particularly breach the context. So we should ensure that you are documenting the results in detail, because tomorrow a problem happens when you say that you have tested the application and then it's not that foolproof. It has got a foolproof mechanism in place, but once you get information that it has been hacked, you can go back and see using the logs how the hacking has been done and where is the area that the particular loophole has happened. So that is the play that I'm talking about. So you should ensure that the source code, make the best use of it and document the results. And coming to the last part, that is the course contents. It's pretty interesting, and these are all the major topics one would definitely need to understand. First is this introduction and followed by the types, and then we will also talk about the web application architecture. Most of us know on a theoretical basis, but how it interacts, how the data has been sent from the server to the client, that is the browser, we all may or may not know. So we will touch base on web application architecture and protocol basics, very important. That is the HTTP and HTTPS protocol, what each one of them meant, syntax, the way in which the message code, all those status code and the packet of information, how it sends, header and body of the context, everything we did on protocol basics. And the penetration testing process, we will also deal with how to start as a security tester. Then cryptographic basics, where is encryption, how you encrypt and store your data, what is that all about, and what are the algorithms that are used. And then encryption and hashing, and same origin policies, that deals with the request coming from the same origin, how the server needs to encrypt. And then basic CAA triad. CAA stands for confidentiality, integrity, and authenticity. And flash security and attacks. Flash security, almost it is getting outdated, out of context. My Macromedia Flash or Adobe Flash we are talking about here, that's totally getting out of the development. Still we will focus on that area. There has been multiple instances where even the flash, using the flash, people get and penetrate into the system and get hacked. And the most important area of this total slide is this OWASP vulnerabilities. Top 10 vulnerabilities. OWASP stands for Open Web Application Security Project, wherein they list the top 10 breaches every year. What are the top 10 breaches? In the sense, not the actual breach, but the type of breach. Let's say data SQL injection, cross-site scripting. SQL injection stands first, cross-site scripting stands next. So similar, there are a lot of techniques. So insecure communication. So each one of these they give based on the attacks, they collect and then rank them in ascending order. What are all the top 10 attacks, top 10 type of breaches happened in last 1 year. So 2013, that injection was the first among all. That is in the top 10 data. That is the injection. SQL injection is what one of them. Ajax security. Ajax is we all know asynchronous Java and XML, wherein even the security can be compromised. Using each technology has its own flaws. The moment you see a technology, you should always think about as a hacker. And web services, what are all the problems that can happen in a web service when it interacts between the systems? We all know web services that runs from one system to another system, sends the data, and the other system captures it and starts working on it. So whenever it uses a web service, you should always be very careful, and we can test very few basic tests and then get into a detailed testing when it comes to web services. HTML5 and information gathering and case basics, these are all part of the key concepts, and almost each one of them has its own associated hands-on. You can see here, focus on web application security testing. I have particularly placed this comment to ensure that we are all on the same page. security testing context is context or scope is limited to web application, not infrastructure or network or anything else. We will just discuss web application perspective. So the hands-on part, you can see almost whatever we have discussed in the previous slide. We will get all these things. Let's say injection, cross-site scripting, broken authentication, authentication clause. All these are top 10 OWASP vulnerabilities. These are all the top 10, whatever we discuss. So we will discuss more on that front so that we can understand the key concepts, and of course hands-on, you will definitely apply your logical abilities on that system to ensure that you are able to penetrate. Each one has a different technique. Maybe for each one we might use a different tool, and not all one tool supports all of them. So we need to ensure that we will be able to use multiple tools. So the tools used, mostly we will use Burp Suite as the web application proxy, wherein it acts between the client and the server. And Mozilla plugins we will use. There are a lot of plugins available within Mozilla for us to make use of. There are predefined set of test data that is there, so you can just try and inject the data and then try to get the results out of it. Havage, NTO SQL Invader, Acunetics. So the last four particular tools like Acunetics, NStacker, and NTO SQL Invader are all commercial tools. We will go through it, how to use it. So they perform an automated scan also and throw the results to us, with which we will be able to zero in on the problematic areas. So character set involves helps us in doing encoding and decoding, and JHijack we will try and hijack a session if we want to hijack a session. So there are a lot of tools that we will be using. I will introduce tools whenever we deal with the concept or whenever the proper area wherein we can use that particular tool. And these are all the things that we'll definitely discuss. I think these topics or whatever we have discussed have excited you, and we believe that you will definitely join us for the premium sessions. So before we move on, I would definitely like to ask if you have got any questions. I'll be happy to take it up right away. Team, any questions? All right. So thanks a lot for joining. So the same video would be posted on our portal, and we will soon roll out the session plans. Sorry, excuse me. So that's all I have from my side for today. Have a great year ahead, and hopefully we will be able to make a difference. Thanks a lot for joining. Have a nice day. Thanks.